Hello, everyone. How y'all doing? Last day, heading back today. It's going to be a long one. A lot of different flights. You're pretty much traveling for more than 24 hours, but I got some time now. The flight isn't until later. I'll be hitting up one more store, checking things out, just buying a few more things, and then pretty much headed to the airport. I think this was one of my better trips, one of the best trips. It was long. I'm going to Seattle and what. I wanted to see how, these old bag of bones would deal with it. I was pretty happy with that. And more important is just going back to seeing the publishers. I haven't done this. I looked at my passport. I thought it was 10 years. Actually, 2019 was the last time I was here in Tokyo doing publisher meetings. So it was nice to kind of get back into the swing of things. But more important, having the face to face meetings really is key. I know a lot of guys now, especially some of the folks I know, they all feel, well, you could do it all via email, and you could do it via you could just do it through FaceTime or whatever software you use. You don't need to go all the way there and do it, or you go to going to the film markets at least. That at least is a face to face, so that is important. But there's something special about doing that. You get to see more in terms of just, you never know what comes out of the meeting. You might find a title you didn't know was available. You might see a poster. That's one of the reasons I came here too. You go shopping, you see things. You're like, oh, I remember that title. Oh, that's the big thing right now. This is what they're doing. It's, believe it or not, so many titles of the past of Media Blasters came about that way. One of ours, like Jungle de Eco. I remember these little titles that you think, like, where did they come from? How did he hear about it? Jungle de Eco, I remember I was on a trip. I was going to Animate, and there was something on a sign somewhere, and it was an image of the Jungle de Eco, the two characters. And I was with my associate, and I said, what is that? And it was explained that's the title Jungle de Eco by, I said, who has that? What's the company? I said, it looks like our kind of stuff. And, eventually we acquired it. You just never really know what will happen when you come out here. When you're meeting with these publishers, when you're doing things, you hear news, you hear things about what's going on in the industry. I heard so much about, Kamen Rider and, what the plans are Toei's doing. It's pretty big. I mean, they're trying more and more to make it into like a Godzilla type property. They want it to be big. They want it to have more, more exposure. I think that's definitely, I see that in what they're trying to do, which is good and bad for us. That's good in that they want it to be bigger. It's bad in that they may want more control or handle more themselves. We'll see how that all plays out. But I think there's always room for publishers. That was the one mistake I think I made in the past. I kind of felt, and with the internet and when the home video market completely kind of crashed and all that kind of stuff, I always thought, well, the publishers now, why do they need us? They could just release it themselves, do all that themselves. And lo and behold, it worked for a little while, and a lot of these internet, but the internet never lived up to the hype. I mean, in a sentence, it just never lived up to the hype. It was always going to be this platform where you see everything, and you don't need distributors, you don't need anything like that. You just broadcast it and everyone sees it in every language and the simulcast and all that kind of stuff. But in the end, that model works with big titles, just like in the old days. If you have the Harry Potter or you have the whatever of the day, it'll work. But if you're, and you need merchandising, you need other things. But if you're, the smaller publisher, the indie guy, or the somewhere in between the guy who works out of his house and does stuff on AI or does it part-time, and the other guy who's huge, like the huge publishers, you have all that middle area, and those kind of publishers are the ones who get hurt because they can't really do much on the revenue that's generated. But yet they kind of need to generate more money to do what they do, as opposed to the guy who's home, he's working and he does this part-time, he's making movies and he's on YouTube and he has his YouTube channel. That's fine. You know, he's not looking for big income from that. He's just hoping to hit a home run and, you know, be able not to have to work. The other guy, the huge publisher who has $1 billion and all this kind of stuff, they don't worry about it either. They're going to be in a good shape no matter. It's all that middle area that kind of gets hurt the most. So, but back to the thing, I mean, I'm off topic a little, is that I do think that, you know, it was great coming here, great seeing it. I see a future. I talked a lot about the, you know, the kind of treatments we're given to some of our releases and what we plan to do with some of the other ones. Also, some new titles we talked about. I think it all, like I said, I think it all worked out pretty well, and I'm really looking forward to the future. And I'm going to be coming back more, having more of these kind of things. But you know, I think this was a great trip, and I want to thank you all for watching. I know I haven't been doing much on the update front. From what I heard in the States, Canacon is coming along really well. It looks great. We actually are in the middle of trying to see if we could do a bundle with it. I think we could do something special. I'm getting that with the publishers. I did speak with the publisher of it. But the release itself looks fantastic. And, you know, it has all the extras, has all the shorts, has all that. The title, The Sex Hypnosis, is in replication. So that one's coming down the road pretty soon. You'll be seeing that one. It's just going to be delivered to us pretty soon. And Canacon will be announced soon. Nanako, the pre-books are great. The publisher approved all those kind of bundle, the shirt and all that. I'm going to put images up once they're all finished up and approved of all those things you're going to be able to get when you buy the bundle. And let's see. Other than that, right now, we are working on Genshiken. That one is next in line. You have Genshiken 1, Genshiken 2. We'll be doing it, we will be doing it as a pack, but at the same time, you'll be able to buy them individually, or you can buy it as the bundle, and there will be the mini episodes in there. So you will have that as well. So that's going to be looking really great. Like I said, we got a lot of big releases coming down. Of course, Dyad, you know about all the extras. Matt and his team, and they've been updating you through Twitter and a little here, a little there of everything they're doing, and the pre-books on that look great. So we're really excited about that. But, and yes, there's always more adult animation coming down, more of the anime coming down. I think we have a pretty full schedule, and you'll be getting more. All right, guys. So, like I said, thanks again. And we'll be talking again soon. Take care. Bye.